Alright, so today is a big day. This is the day I'm going to put out my first pre-emergent application for the fall. And this day is a little bit different than previous other application days, mainly because this is the first time I'm putting down pre-emergent on newly laid sod.
Keep it simple and just mow.
The sod was laid in November and it is now September. So we've had almost a year to get established and root itself. The general rule of thumb is to not put down any pre-emergence for the first year after you've laid sod. Bermuda is a little bit different because its growing season is a little bit shorter than other cool season lawns. Bermuda typically will grow between the months of April up until as far as October, sometimes a little bit before that. But generally after that, the Bermuda growth starts to slow down, and then when it goes dormant, there's virtually no growth. So because I'm in the fall and approaching winter, it's pretty safe for me to put down my pre-emergent. I'm pretty confident that it's not going to affect any root development, mainly because it's going to be dormant and it is not growing during that time. Now, looking at soil temperatures are not quite at 70. Typically, I put out a pre-emergent when soil temps first hit 70 degrees. It is roughly about 72, not quite 70 yet, but generally I feel it's better to be a little bit too early with your pre-emergent than be a little bit too late. In the fall and going into the winter time is when you're going to start to see weeds like Poa annua taking hold on your dormant Bermuda grass. Now, you can kill it with a post-emergent, but the ultimate goal is to really not use any type of post-emergent. It's usually better for me to prevent weeds as opposed to trying to kill it after it's established on the lawn. I typically would go with my first app, a Lesco 007 or Sunnyland 007, but for some reason I couldn't find any in stores, so I'm using a regular Scott's product. It's the same type of pre-emergent. If you compare Lesco 007 and this Scott's bag, it's the same exact active ingredient, which is pendimethalin. Now, before I apply any type of pre-emergent on the turf, I'm going to go ahead and do my regular maintenance. This is the time I want to go ahead and cut, trim, blow, do everything I need to do before I put out the pre-emergent. Once I do all that, this is when I put out my granular application, and after I put it out, the most important thing is to water it in. Now, I've mentioned this in other videos. If you have hills or slopes, you want to water in your pre-emergent, but go light. You want to do multiple waterings, multiple light waterings in order to push the pre-emergent down into the soil. If you water one time heavily, there's a chance that you're going to move some of that granules that's on the turf, and you may not get complete coverage. So you want to do multiple light waterings. That's really the safe bet. So unless you're on perfectly level land, you want to do light waterings, usually 2 to 3 light waterings. So after doing 2 cycles of watering at roughly 20 to 30 minutes per zone, I had a little bit of rain come in, and this will also help water in the pre-emergent. Now, a little bit of rain is okay, but too much can also be a bad thing. Obviously, if you have too much rain, you can wash away some of those granules, so you want to really avoid putting down any type of granular product if you're expecting heavy rain. So even though I was a little bit early with my pre-emergent application, it's okay. It's better to be early as opposed to being late. But this is where my second application of a pre-emergent will take place. In about 6 weeks from this date, I'm going to put down my second app. That will fall sometime at around October, late October, maybe early November. This is when I'll put out my second application.